We're here already. It's the third week of the Fantasy League for Spring Split. And here are the standings after week 2. Darius nearly hitting the 100 club in the 2 weeks. Myself and Martin, though, got a lot of catching up to do, and only a point away from each other when it comes to elimination. So let's bring on the week 3 predictions. Now, the match of the week was Fnatic versus G2, as leading always, and Martin went with a Fnatic sweep. I watched Darius get Fnatic, whereas I went for a G2 dominance, other than Tower and Herald. Terry went for a G2 sweep, as is his thing, and Pinky coin flipped a Fnatic win, with G2 getting Herald and First Blood only. Bit odd considering, what happened, but let's see. It's a week 3 rundown. So, Saturday, game 1, Heretics versus Astralis. And First Blood went Astralis' way. Real strong split for them. Not really reflected in the 3-all at that point. Dragon went Astralis' way as well, whereas Herald did get picked up by Heretics while we were watching some bottom tower action. Speaking of towers, that bottom tower did go to Astralis. And then during this split screen, Astralis picked up a Baron and got themselves the win as well. Heretics in real trouble. Game 2, Koi versus XL. And First Blood did go XL's way, even if a Wukong decided to go for a minion rather than a champion. Still went through. Herald was picked up by Koi. And First Dragon did go XL's way after about 35 seconds of posturing. Bottom tower got picked up by Koi. Things were a little even. Then XL got an Ocean Soul and a Baron, and proceeded to win the game. No, they didn't. 2 Elders later, Koi fought back, got a win. Game 3, Vitality versus BDS. And BDS really showing some strength. They got themselves the first dragon. Herald was picked up by Vitality. Again, some bottom tower action. First Blood didn't happen until nearly that amount of time, and it went in the mid lane. Tower was picked up by Vitality, and Baron was also picked up by them at 24 minutes, and they proceeded to win the... No, they lost as well. BDS just sort of came back in, took an opportunity and got the win. Game 4, Fnatic versus Mad Lions. Now, First Blood went Fnatic's way, and that's usually the strongest objective that they normally do. But they also followed it up with a dragon. Mad Lions did get a Herald relatively late at 11 minutes. And Mad Lions also got the mid tower. Baron was picked up by Fnatic, while they also picked up an Ocean Soul as well, and well, they destroyed Mad Lions. Sad Lions, Fnatic win. Game 5 of the Saturday, SK versus G2. And First Blood, choo choo Scion Train, went SK's way. G2 did pick up the first dragon, and even kill score at that point. Herald, though, was picked up by G2 while they were at a kill deficit, and top tower went their way as well, while still at a deficit, an even larger one than last time. But then they got the Baron, they did G2 things, kind of. They got themselves a win as well. SK having a little bit of trouble. Sunday, game 1, and it was XL versus Astralis. And, well, Astralis proving that they've got a really strong team. First Blood, First Dragon, all theirs. They got themselves a Herald as well. And then they started taking over. They got that middle tower. And then, in the fastest game of spring, they won. An unwanted record. Well, a wanted record for Astralis. But anyway, Mad Lions SK Game 2. First Blood. Went Mad Lions' way. Just about. They also got themselves a lovely bit of hydration in terms of ocean break. They also got themselves a Herald. And the bottom tower. Am I hearing the word sweep arrive in my head for objectives? As I mean, 21 minutes and 40 odd, they got the Baron, and 10 minutes later, yeah, Kentek Soul, another Baron later. That's a win. Koi versus BDS was next on the lineup, and BDS got themselves First Blood. A bit of jungle punishment. And 5 kills up. Herald did go to Koi, while the Dragon went to BDS. All fair. In Love and Rift. Bottom tower eventually got taken by Koi. Then BDS got themselves a Baron. And quite a heavy kill lead. At Chemtech Soul later, they got themselves a win. 2-0 for the week so far. Game 4 is Vitality versus Heretics. And it went strong for Heretics initially. First Blood went in their back pocket. Dragon, though, was just yoinked by both Vitality, and then Herald was taken in response by Heretics. Kills even, but Dragon's up. Bottom tower ended up Vitality's way. And then another split screen. Vitality got themselves a Soul. Heretics got the Baron. But then eventually, Vitality got the win. Final game, that match of the week between G2 and Fnatic. Well, it's certainly a G2 Fnatic fiesta. Dragon did go G2's way, but seconds later, First Blood going Fnatic's way. Money, stats, what matters. Herald did get picked up by Yike for G2. Then bottom tower went G2's way as well. Just, 18 seconds after plating fell. Then Fnatic got a whole bunch of kills, got themselves a Baron. G2 pretty much collapsed, and Fnatic got the win. What is going on? Monday, the last day of the regular season, BDS versus XL, and First Blood went BDS's way. Odoamne, Rolaf wasn't going well. BDS also got themselves a Dragon. XL needed to win this, by the way, to stay in. And with Herald, they could try and mitigate some of the damage. Then kills started happening. BDS got the first tower and got themselves a Baron, and XL still tried fighting, but they were the first team to be eliminated at this point, as BDS got a 3-0 week and first. Game 2, Astralis versus Fnatic, and, First Blood went Fnatic's way, just about. Then Astralis started getting a bit of kills, and Fnatic got themselves a Herald. I would say as a response, but not really. They picked up a bottom tower, again just after plating fell. And then probably the latest Dragon of the split was also picked up by Fnatic. And then Astralis turned up, chose violence, destroyed a Baron, won a game. They got themselves second in the split. Heretics versus SK. They needed to win to keep themselves in. And Dragon going SK's way wasn't really going to help that. But First Blood was picked up by Heretics. Nearly second as well. SK got themselves a Herald to ease their situation. But Tower, up the bottom side, went their way as well. Then Baron went Heretics' way, as you can see, with the kills and an Ocean Soul and everything there. SK really didn't do well there. So they kept their dream alive, even, well, albeit temporarily, because Mad Lions were facing G2. Mad Lions had to lose for a tiebreaker to happen, and First Blood went Mad's way. G2 got themselves a Dragon. Everything was fine. And got themselves the first Tower and the Herald. Well, within seconds of each other. Yes, that was a very late Herald. Baron also went G2's way. And, well, G2 just did G2 things. So Mad Lions also lost. That meant Heretics and Mad had to do a tiebreaker, and I can give you some spoilers now. Heretics unfortunately got eliminated. Last game of the regular season, Koi versus Vitality in First Blood. Well, very, very closely went Vitality's way. They got themselves a lovely Dragon as well, and the Herald. They were just wanting to dominate. They got the bottom tower as well. Koi didn't really have responses. Especially given that they were 9 kills down by the time Vitality took the first Baron. And, well, Vitality got themselves a win as well. But they've all locked in, everything's great. Now, who's getting eliminated from our tournament? Well, that looks like it's me. At 120, but 26 points ahead, and in first is Darius, then Martin, Terry, and Pinky. Now, we've all got a week off, because, well, the LEC isn't happening, so we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.